Hey, what's up, junk removal family? I just wanted to jump in. I know I haven't filmed anything in quite a while, but I still see a lot of the same questions in the group, and I see a lot of people. Obviously, junk removal is something that has been growing. It's trending. It is a low barrier of entry business. So, there's a lot of people that are getting into the business. I get calls at least once a week with somebody asking me about the business and, whether or not they should jump in. And, everybody's looking for a way to, either kill their 9 to 5 or, make some extra money on the side, which junk removal is a great option for all of those. And over the last 2 to 3 years since I've been in the junk removal industry, it's absolutely skyrocketed. Marketers are all in the groups, within all of the groups. And so I just wanted to kind of give some of you owners that are out there trying to do it and figure it out, some really good ways and good tips to do some of the things yourself, right? Like as a business owner, there are some things that aren't worth your time. And sometimes SEO and building and ranking a website or some of those things. And there's some really good people in the group that do really good and do a really good job at that. Same thing with Google Ads. I don't suggest anyone run their own Google Ads. Get a professional to do it, just because there's a lot of money that could be wasted on things like that. But I wanted to kind of share with you just what we do with my junk removal business. And what's possible with some time. Now, we've been in business for a little over 2 years, and we're in the southern market, and New Orleans area market. And so I just wanted to share with you some of the things specifically about organic marketing. We're not going to talk about Google ads. I'm not going to talk about Facebook ads. Those are all great. But what you can do to help you organically generate more leads, more phone calls to your business. Now, we all know Google Maps is huge and very sensitive. So just really quick, just to show you, this is a call report. And if you wanted to look, this is actually from March to December. So this is about 10 months. And you could see the total volume of calls that we received. This total call versus unique calls. These are actual phone calls. Unique calls are from different phone numbers, which means these could be recurring customers that are calling us back for more. It also could mean there's some of these are spam calls and different things like that. But, just even this month, even though it's a little slow, you could see we had a big day on the 20th, 20-something calls, 9 calls on the 27th. December 5th, we had 5 calls. December 4th, we had 13 calls. And these are all organic. We don't run any kind of Google ads or Facebook marketing. The only thing I've ever tried is postcards, which went out to existing customers. I did get a return on those. It wasn't huge. So it's not something that I might try 1 or 2 more times. Because I did get my money back, but it wasn't like a big return for me to continue to do. So with that being said, I saw a question earlier today about, what are some of the best tips for Google Maps, right? Google Business Profile. Google no longer has the app in the App Store for you to go in and add photos and make it a little bit easier. They're trying to do everything within search. So you have to be logged in with your Google account that is associated with your Google map listing in order to do that. So what I wanted to do is take about 5 minutes maybe and just kind of go through and show you exactly what maybe you should be doing or what you should be looking to do to improve your Google map listing, right? So first things first, let's just pick a market, right? Let's go Raleigh, North Carolina. If you're in this group and you're in this market, I don't know. But let's just pick a market. I don't want to pick like one of the huge markets. I don't want to pick a small market. But we could just put in Raleigh, North Carolina, junk removal, right? And let's just say that you own a business in this area and you service this business. First thing that I'm going to look at when I'm looking at a business like this, or if I'm in this market and I want to, expand, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at who the top 3 are. That's my dog. I'm sorry. He hates the delivery man. So, as you can see, Junk King Rally, J-Dog, both franchise companies, 450 reviews. Count Junkula, way to go, 375 reviews. J-Dog, 69 reviews, right? Those are some big numbers. We even see College Hunks is now in this market. They're trying to come in. They have a ad right here at the top. So this is a tough market to be in. This isn't a market that I'd be super excited to jump into just by looking at the map. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of a deeper dive, but if we click on more businesses and we come down, we see, some Google guaranteed. Again, more people running some Google guaranteed. But the real place to be to get the most calls is in the top of these top 3 organic listings. And so how do you get there? So like if I was looking at AZ junk removal, now AZ may be higher up in certain areas of Raleigh, North Carolina. But if I was AZ junk removal, or if I was, Mick junk, Raleigh triangle junk removal, any of these guys, there are a couple things that I'm going to take a look at. Reviews are not the end all be all. So, they have 46 reviews, 48 reviews, that's competitive. It wouldn't be too difficult for them to get a few more reviews, to pass up J-Dog, but that doesn't mean that they're going to outrank them. So one thing we'll do is we'll take a look, let's just say, at AZ junk removal. And I don't want to do a super deep dive into somebody else's business, but if we take a look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to look at their photos. Obviously, I could see that these photos are real photos. They're not stock photos. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 photos. And they have 46 reviews. So if you're running your business, make sure that you are getting 5, 6, 7 photos of every job that you do, before and afters, pictures of the truck loaded, pictures at the dump site, things like that. Next thing I can do is also come in and take a look and see what else is going on at the bottom of the listing, right? We're going to come in and look at the web results. The updates is another thing that I'd like to look at too. And so I could see that the last time he posted a post or update is back in April 14th. So that was months and months and months ago. It looks like it was an event. And so we can view these offers, but these offers, again, they last until they end. And you could see, 21 was a year ago. We pick up junk cars, January 28th, over a year ago. Things like that are something that I'm going to look at. So these are all ranking factors. But if I'm trying to outrank the competition, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come in and look at like Junk King Rally, right? I'm going to see what they have and what they're doing. And so if I take a look at their photos, we can come through again. We're not seeing a ton of photos, so that's a good thing. We're not like, they're not adding a bunch of photos. So we could easily beat them within that realm by adding a bunch of photos, right? We can click on updates and we could see, hey, June 13th, May 19th, February 21st. They're not doing a whole lot of posts, right? So this is something else that we can beat them on, is posting more, okay? We can also just click on here and do an overview, and we can actually come all the way down to the bottom, view all their updates and see every single post that they have made. One thing I'm going to look at is their services, right? I'm going to look at their services. Do I have all of the same services that they do? And if I don't, why don't I, right? Do I offer all these different types of services? There's also Chrome extensions that you can look to see if they have other, categories, right? Like GMB Crush, Plepper. There's some Chrome extensions that you can use to actually see, maybe he's also under his service category debris collection service, which I would suggest, a mover, right? There's debris collection, there's waste management service. As a junk removal company, you're all these things. Again, so then I'm going to write down how many posts this guy has, how many photos this guy has. And then I'm going to go to the second guy, the other guy that's beating me. I'm going to check and count and see how many photos this guy does. Like, what is he doing better than me, right? I'm going to check his updates. How often is he updating? If he's updating once a week or once a month, then maybe I need to do it once a week, right? Is he putting good content within his updates? You know, is he putting in a lot of information, things like that? These are the things that are going to, put you over the top easily, that you could do visually and just look and see, right? I'm going to see, check all of the different competitors. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm also going to look at their websites, right? Junk King's website, I'm not going to look at because it's huge. But, if I were to take a look at this guy's website, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make and look and see all the different services that he's offered. How many pages does he have? You could see that he has all these different service pages. Do I have all those service pages? Do I have all the different, services that he has? Can I add those to my website? Another thing we can do is we can actually go and do something like off, and you could go to this website right here, like whitespark.ca. And this gives you, like, I think 3 free searches a day. So you can come in here, 3 free searches a day. And, if you have an account, it's a little bit more, but, if you're a local business owner, you don't need an account. And you can come in here and do searches, new search, business search, and we can come in here. We can grab this guy's listing right here. We can put it in here. It found it for us. And so we can actually create a search. And what this is going to do is this is going to pull his citations. Now, what a citation is it's a place on the internet that your name, address, and phone number is listed. And it is a ranking factor. It's not a huge ranking factor, but it is a ranking factor. And so, again, if this man has 30, 40, 50 citations and you have 5 citations, those are some of those things that you can kind of work on when you're at home at night, watching television, chilling, right? Hanging out. So you can literally come through and says, he found 22 searches. And you can do your own search and see if you're listed on these, right? So the first thing that I would be doing is making sure that I was listed on every single one of these that my competitors listed on, right? And then I'd go above and beyond. And you can find people that will do citations for you relatively cheap on Fiverr. A lot of these citations like Bing, Yelp, MapQuest, Yellow Pages, Yahoo, Chamber of Commerce, you're going to have to do on your own. Really quick right away, I don't see a YouTube citation. I don't see a Facebook citation. So those are some of the stronger ones that he's missing. But like some of these other locations, you can get guys on Fiverr to do them pretty cheap. 100, 200 citations, pretty cheap. And then you can go in and do the bigger citations yourself. Right. And then outperform him. So really, it's not always about like what you can do to your own, right? But what you have to do to go above and beyond your competitor. And that includes your website, right? Your website is connected to your GMB. So make sure that your GMB or your Google Map, your Google business profile is pointing to your website. And also, too, that your website is pointing back to your Google business profile. You can embed, your Google business profile back over. There's plugins where you can actually make those reviews show up on your map listing. The higher usually the higher your website is in local search, the better your Google Map shows up. And studies show 70 to 80%, especially with service-based businesses, are going to call one of these websites. So, being in here is important. The next tip that I have for you guys really quick, and the last tip, because I've already gone 15 minutes, is check your map. Google Maps is a location-based business. Now, you can grow it and dominate an entire area. But if you're in Raleigh, North Carolina, but you live in Millbrook, maybe make Millbrook the center, depending on the population size of Millbrook. If Millbrook has 70,000 people in it, if I type in Millbrook junk removal, you could see that, let me put North Carolina because that might make a difference. But if I type in that, you can see that within the maps, it completely changes the dynamic, right? So now we have miles of junk. We have J-Dog now, who was showing up earlier. And then we have Bullhead, but we see the difference, 25 reviews, 21 reviews, right? It's a different area. So if you're closer to Millbrook and you're just starting out, don't necessarily go compete against the big guys in Raleigh. Look and see the population of the area that you're around. And you can possibly develop a pretty big business without having to compete against the huge guys in the bigger populated city, right? If I type in Millbrook population, 35,000 people. So if you were the number one junk removal in Millbrook, is that going to fill out your schedule for weeks out on end? No, but if you're just getting into the business and you focus on Millbrook first, it may be much easier for you to expand and get a little bit bigger, quicker, get more money in your pocket. So I hope that helps. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, congratulations. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I kind of drop all kind of weird stuff, but I do drop stuff about SEO and my life and junk removal and all that other stuff. If you have any specific questions, you can reach out to me. But I kind of hope this helps. I do some SEO and things like that. I don't do a whole lot. But if you have any specific questions, feel free to reach out to me. And I hope this helps. There's tons of good people in the group. Don't trust anybody because again, like the junk removal market is spammed out really bad. With marketers and marketers that don't understand the business. So again, make sure you pick somebody that understands the business and make sure you're just getting a good ROI on your investment. And that's really all that matters and that you're making money. So, all right, guys, Merry Christmas. Be blessed. Peace.